A slow roll for freedom convoy made its way around the border city this afternoon, and for more on the motivations behind it, here's Tate Laycraft.
After both the Saskatchewan and Alberta governments announced their plans to ease and eliminate their COVID restrictions, protesters are saying that it's not enough.
We still have a ways to go when it comes to our federal government, loosening up travel restrictions and all that kind of stuff. The crossing of the borders for the truckers, trying to get our economy back rolling.
The slow roll for freedom convoy, which gathered in the parking lot at the Lloyd X Thursday, was largely made up of people from the agriculture industry.
As farmers, we're probably some of the most blessed people. The circumstances, we can stay on the farm and do our thing. But as far as economically, we've seen it's definitely affected. The price of everything, this crop we see this year will probably be 1.5 times the cost to put in the ground.
Davies also touched on a concern for how restrictions could impact younger generations before stressing the importance of tranquility in regard to the movement as a whole.
This protest we're seeing countrywide, like if it can be maintain its peace and civility, I think that's the only way to do it. As soon as, like you saw what the Americans did with their January 6th, and they ruined their whole movement.
Another Lloydminster rally is set to take place this weekend. The Saskatchewan government will officially end its vaccine passport system on Monday, February 14th.
The city is wasting no time as they wait for Saskatchewan to approve Lloydminster's annexation of parts of the county of Vermilion River. As Jace Mackey reports, Council approved the transition plan and reviewed other bylaws relating to the annexation.
One of the real goals was to make transition very seamless.
A seamless transition from the county of Vermilion River to Lloydminster is what Mayor Gerald Albers is promising to residents of the newly annexed land as City Council approved a transition plan.
We heard from those individuals that were affected by the annexation that they would like answers as fast as possible, and this will assist them in getting those answers.
The 41-page document covers everything from police and fire service to animal licensing to development permits.
We tried to cover off all the different pieces that might come into play from their agricultural service board, because the community members or farmers out there that were using the agricultural service board for various services will be looking for those services, making those arrangements, as well as dealing with pests such as stray dogs, cats, coyotes, and things like that. It's very encompassing.
When it comes to property taxes, landowners will be taxed using the lower of the city and county rates until 2051, with some exceptions. Council also had first reading of 3 bylaws relating to the annexation.
To allow landowners to continue to operate that are existing out there, using their snowmobile and their private property within that annexed area as an example. If they have a domestic water well for their water supply, that will continue, and things like that.
A hard copy of the transition plan will be provided to landowners as part of a welcome package. Saskatchewan's cabinet is expected to approve the annexation in 3 to 4 weeks. For Primetime Local News, I'm Jace Mackey.
A documentary is in the works in the border city. The focus, the Lakeland Rustlers women's basketball team and their journey over the past year, with a new production company in Lloydminster behind the lens.
For me, it's been 13 years, but for them, it's been, 3, 4, 5 years of just like grinding to get to that point.
Twofold Films is a production company started by Jesse Mann and Kim Caparel. They were approached by Rustlers women's basketball head coach Chris King about creating a documentary about their redemption season. Second Bounce tells the story of the team's journey dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic and their way back to nationals.
He brings something to the table, I bring something to the table, and we're really lucky that it seems to complement both sides of that. And Twofold Films was born. We were big dreamers, and we believed that a big production and big productions like this are possible in Lloydminster. And with Synergy Credit Union's help, we can do this, and we are doing it, and these girls really deserve to have their story told.
They have been filming the Rustlers' practices, games, and home life for the past year. They hope to portray the dedication these women have put in and the impact it's had on their mental health. Lakeland College has been huge supporters of the film, and another community organization, Synergy Credit Union, came on board to sponsor the project.
It just resonates with us so well. It fits all of the criteria that we look for in supporting our communities. These are 2 stellar salt of the earth, pillars in our community people, and again, teammates. So why wouldn't we want to get behind? If they see value in it, then technically we do too. It's just a matter of how do we get behind it in a meaningful way.
The film will highlight the stories of players who haven't been able to go home for 3 years, the bond the players have, and more. Twofold Films is grateful for the support they've received from the community and the trust they have put in them to tell this story.
We've always talked about why can't we do it here? I've always believed that a big scale production can be done here in Lloydminster, like Lloydminster's an oil town, but I think slowly video production world is coming to Lloydminster, and I think we're happy that it's finally starting.
Being able to announce what we've announced today with Synergy Credit Union and being able to host it here at Spiro's at such a beautiful event is a testament to our city getting behind creatives, getting behind small business, getting behind big dreams, big goals, and big things.
They plan to wrap filming sometime in the spring and release the film late 2022 or early 2023. And now for a look at our current temperatures, we'll go to Jace Mackey.
Well, thanks a lot, Jasmine, and thanks for being here as we take our first look at your weather forecast here in the border city. Started off nice today after we had some rain last night. We had some positive temperatures, so that rain didn't end up freezing. And a little bit of wind throughout the day, but lots of sun. We currently are sitting at 0 degrees here in the border city. Snow has started to fall right now, and that's going to continue overnight tonight and into your day tomorrow here in Lloydminster. There's a chance that it might turn into some freezing rain, into snow, just depending on how warm or cold things end up overnight tonight. As we take a look now at some temperatures across central Alberta, things are a lot warmer in Alberta than they are in Saskatchewan. 5 degrees in Whitecourt, 8 degrees in Jasper, 7 in Rocky Mountain House, 6 out in Edson, 5 in Red Deer, 4 in the capital of Edmonton, -6 up in Cold Lake, and like I said, 0 here in the border city. As we take a look into central Saskatchewan, we see -8 in Meadow Lake, -12 in Prince Albert, -1 in North Battleford, 0 in Saskatoon, and -8 in Melfort. Now as we take a look here at Cold Lake, currently you guys are sitting at -6. It's currently snowing as well in Cold Lake, and it's going to continue overnight tonight as we see an overnight high of -10. The snow should stop tomorrow in Cold Lake though, and we'll be seeing a high of -9. So a colder day tomorrow in Cold Lake. Same story in North Battleford. Currently it's -1. There's no snow right now, but there's a chance you'll be seeing some precipitation overnight tonight into the day tomorrow in North Battleford. We'll see -12 overnight tonight with that snow, and things will warm up just a little bit to -10 in North Battleford. As we take a look now at the next 3 days here in Lloydminster, like I said, snow on the way for tomorrow as we see a high of -5. Things cool down a little bit into Saturday. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds and a high of -7. 2 degrees is the high on Sunday. We'll have a lot more sun that day, but there's a low of -8. That's your first look at weather. I'll be back later with your 7-day forecast, and Jasmine King will be back after the break with more news.
In 1987, their last year in the SJHL, the Lloydminster Lancers lost in the league finals. Since moving to the AJHL, the Bobcats' best finish was a North Final loss 6 years ago. While the team hasn't won a playoff series in several years, they will be led by one player with playoff success. Evan Kenny reports.
As a 17-year-old playing with the Fort McMurray Oil Barons, Chad McLean got a taste of AJHL playoffs. After 3 years and 108 regular season games, the now Lloydminster Bobcat captain will once again head to the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I was 17, got a little playoff experience there, and but then coming here when I was 18, as if anybody watched then, we didn't make it, so it's big. And this town loves their hockey, and it's awesome. You get to show them some playoff hockey, and hopefully we can go for a run here.
McLean isn't the only one patiently waiting. 6 current Bobcats have been on the roster since the 2019-20 season, and with the exception of McLean, will see the playoffs for the first time.
Yeah, it's been a while and it's exciting. We're fired up. We are so excited and we are ready to go. We're ready to make a run in the playoffs, and we're ready for this city to get behind us, and we couldn't be happier and we couldn't be more excited for what's to come.
The guys stuck to the plan, and you look at it, credit to the guys of, Chad McLean's, the Ben Bygroves, the Jabin Lassies, who's been here from when we, took over and started the whole rebuild. And, we're not going to look ahead to that, but at the same time, you got to be excited about it.
The last time the Bobcats made the playoffs was in the 2017-18 season. The last time Lloydminster won a playoff series was back in 2016 when the Bobcats lost in the North Final. The Bobcats are currently riding a 4-game win streak with 8 regular season games remaining.
You could be playing the lowest seed or the top seed, and it's a fight out there, and those are fun games. I love them, and we play the style that'll succeed in playoffs, so I'm looking forward to it.
Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
Now our Jace Mackey will give us another look at your weather forecast.
Thanks a lot, Jasmine. As we take a look at your satellite and radar map, you can see a lot of that snow coming in, and a little bit of green there is freezing rain. So throughout the evening tonight and throughout the night, we're going to be seeing a lot of precipitation coming, not only here in Lloydminster, but across the region. And taking a look now at temperatures across Alberta starting off, we see up in Lac La Biche, they're sitting at -3, -6 up in Cold Lake, 4 degrees in Bonnyville, 2 in St. Paul, as well as Vegreville. 4 degrees out in Edmonton, 3 in Vermilion, Wainwright, and 4 down in Provost. Here in the border city, we're still sitting at 0 degrees, but as we look into Saskatchewan, we see things are a little colder as we head out east. So up in Alacrosse, they're sitting at -11, -3 in Green Lake, 2 degrees in Pierceland, -10 in Meadow Lake, and St. Walburg sitting at 1 degrees, while Maidstone sitting at -2 and -1 down in North Battleford, while Macklin is sitting at 3 degrees. As we take a look at overnight conditions, as you can see, a lot of snow or freezing rain expected across our region. So the only places that won't be seeing any snow, or hopefully won't be seeing any snow, is Unity, Wainwright, and Provost. Unity is seeing temperature overnight of -12, -4 overnight tonight in Provost and also in Wainwright, -17 in Meadow Lake, -23 overnight tonight in Alacrosse, -10 in Pierceland, -8 in Bonnyville, -11 in Paradise Hill, and -12 in Unity. As we take a look at what you can see tomorrow, a little colder than we saw today. It's not going to be as sunny as well, and we'll be seeing between 2 centimeters and around 6 centimeters of snow across most of our region. So as we start out in Saskatchewan, we see -14 for your daytime high in Alacrosse, -12 in Green Lake and Meadow Lake, -9 in St. Walburg, -10 in Pierceland and North Battleford, -7 in Maidstone, -3 in Macklin. Here in the border city, we're expecting a daytime high of -5. It's also going to be -5 in Marwayne tomorrow, -9 in Cold Lake. Bonnyville is going to be seeing -8 for the daytime high. Lac La Biche, we're expecting -6, and that's the same as St. Paul. Edmonton will be seeing a high of -4, -5 in Vegreville, -4 in Vermilion, Wainwright, and Provost. And now as we take a look at your next 7 days here in the border city, we see some snow tomorrow, an 80% chance with a high of -5. As we head into your weekend, things cool a little bit on Saturday with a cloudy day of -7 for the high, -13 for the low. Heading into Sunday, things warm up a little bit to 2 degrees and a little more sun. Chance of snow as we start out your next week on Monday with a high of -6. Things warm up a little bit on Tuesday, but stay cloudy with a high of -2. Cools down again on Wednesday with a high of -7. And then the sun peaks out on Thursday with a high of -1 and a low of -10. That's all for now. We'll have more news after the break.
Today for Primetime Local News, I'm joined with Jordan Pryor and Rhonda Cook from Cornerstone Cooperative to talk about their grand announcement today that a new home and agro store will be opening up in Wainwright. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me here today.
Yes, thanks for having us.
So, with this new home and agro store opening in Wainwright, when can people expect for it to be open to the public?
The new home center is the shovels are going to hit the ground early March and the project should be completed early October. So that's when we can expect a grand opening, fall of 2022.
Where exactly will it be located in town?
So it's going to be located right up by our food store and our liquor store right now and our gas bar and park lot. So we're going to be all up in one big common area.
What is the need for this new store? Why is this store opening up now?
I know the community has been actually wanting this new home center for quite a few years now. Our old building is a little worn out and tired. It's time for the community to get an upgrade on the home center.
Yeah, and in addition to that, we don't have a ton of parking. It's really hard for trucks and trailers to get in there. We have 3 different sites, so it's kind of unsafe the way we have it set up right now. So, and then in addition to that, I know Rhonda's already touched on this, but by moving and building a brand new home center, we're also completing we're calling our power hub. So now all of our owners and customers have everything, their card lock, their gas bar, their car wash, their food store, their liquor store, and their home center all within the same vicinity. And so it's going to be that one-stop shop for them, and it's called Cornerstone Common.
What will the dimensions be for this new building? How big will it be?
The sales floor is going to double in square footage.
So basically, it's going to be a lot bigger than the one that you currently have now.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot bigger. There's going to be a lot more space for products on the shelves, a lot more space to store things outside as well. And they're adding on additional storage to the building. So that'll be awesome.
So what will the cost be to be able to build this building?
It will be $8.5 million to build a new building.
Yeah, which might seem like a lot to our owners, but it's something we've been planning for a long time. And it's an investment back into the Wainwright community. And I think if our customers and our owners are listening from Wainwright, that they know they've been waiting for a long time. And I think they're going to be very excited for it.
How has the community responded to the news of this new store?
Today at the home center, it's been people overjoyed. It's been a long time coming. They're very excited. I know the home center team is very excited to go on this venture. Absolutely. The customers and contractors that have come in today have shown their excitement for it as well.
And our social media platforms are blowing up right now. We just announced at 10 a.m. this morning. And yeah, like Rhonda said, everybody's ecstatic. I got to take a really cool photo of Rhonda holding the Wainwright Edge paper today. And we almost want to just take it and frame it because it's a moment in history that we're all very proud and excited about.
And what sort of new features will this store have?
So the store will have a wider selection of products that we do carry now as we're in a smaller location. We'll be able to offer some new products and new services that we're very excited for. As for where we are sitting right now is we can only have, limited supply of products on the shelf. So more stock is going to be very exciting.
And there'll be a contractor entrance. I think we're going to expand our agricultural lines. And in addition, kind of like what I've said before, there's going to be a new 10,000 square foot drive-through storage building as well, which will be really nice for the farmers and the contractors to just be able to drive through.
And will there be anything that will make this home store different from other home stores in the area or just different in general from the co-op family?
Well, I'm all about the team. Our home center team is, we're all a fun bunch here. Absolutely. We tend to put customer service first. We're very proud of that here.
Yeah, and even to go off of what Rhonda's saying as well, like if you look at our St. Paul Home Center, which it'll be very similar to that one as well, I think our farmers are going to be very excited because there's a whole equine section, there's a whole section when it comes to calving and all your cattle needs. I'm a producer myself and I'm so excited because there's going to be a whole wall on just like hydraulic hoses and pitchforks and shovels. And that might seem really simple, but it's hard to find in small communities. So this is going to be huge. for producers. And not only that, like being able to walk in, and if you have like house plans or you want to build that new barn, you're able to come in and ask Rhonda and her team, like, hey, I have these plans, can you help me out? And like she said, like our customer service is second to none, and it sets us apart from any other businesses out there.
Well, thank you so much, ladies, for joining me here today.
Thank you for having us today.